Hi, I'm Corey. I don't talk too much. I never really know what to say. I like cars and trucks. Mostly cars, like sports cars. I like Ferrari, Lamborghini, Porsche, Koenigsegg, like a bunch of different brands. I could say a lot of things about them. I could say how their looks are timeless, some of them. Their looks are unique. Um, I'd say I've liked them for about all my life, actually. This is kind of hard for me. Um, I like sport bikes. Uh, hmm. I don't know too much about sport bikes, actually. I really like how they look. I've always wanted a Ferrari or Porsche or something. I've always wanted one since I was a young kid. Um, in 2015, I moved out here where I live now, which is Alberta, Canada. And I'm looking for work actively. I have a job, I have employment right now. I find myself stressing quite a bit about bills like food and even just my phone bill. Um, Nobody should have to worry about all that. But I guess that's just normal things people stress about. I feel like I'm average. Average person. Average Joe. One of the cars that I've wanted for a long time specifically is a Porsche 911 GT3 RS. I've also wanted a Lamborghini. I like the Huracan. Some older models are a lot better to me than the newer ones. Like, I noticed when what is it? The Huracan Performante came out, it was like super nice. And then I'm not sure if I know exactly how to say it, but it's the Huracan Evo. I'm not sure. It's a two-wheel drive model. And something about the design of that one, I think it's mostly in the front bumper and the rear bumper, or valance, or I'm not sure what you'd call it. I'd call them bumpers. They're just not the same as like the Performante or just the original Huracan. I look forward to owning one soon, as soon as I can. I know it's coming. I'll have one. I am worthy. I'm working on saving up. I had money started for a savings, but I had to get my license. I actually failed my road test, and a couple other times I was late, and those cost $200 each. And I go on about this to my family, but it was just unfair how I spent like $1,000, maybe even $1,200 on road tests because I needed my license. I feel like that's the start to having or getting nice employment, a good job, and it's the start to having the Lamborghini that I want, or Ferrari, or whatever I decide. There's also some really cool things like Bentleys, and I like Bentley a lot, actually. I remember seeing one in person when I was like 16 or maybe even 14, maybe 13 even. Quite young. I'm 29 now, so it was a while ago, but I remember seeing one at Walmart. I think it was a 2008 Bentley Continental GT Speed, and it was gray. It wasn't a flashy color, but the car itself was so nice. The GT Speed has so many nice design cues that I think are just worth it more than just the regular Continental. Anyways, I like quite a few cars. I honestly want to build one. I've talked about buying an LS motor and building it, then putting it in something. And I used to tinker around with Hot Wheels, making them customized, like taking them apart. You take a drill and you drill them, the rivets on them, and then they come apart, and then you can strip the paint off them, and you can repaint them and add custom wheels. And anyways, I wanted to move toward custom making a real engine, from a real car. That's what I want to do. I think a lot about cars. I know a lot of other guys do too. I've seen jokes and stuff on Facebook about searching Marketplace and just saving cars. The for sale listings, saving them. Just to, I don't know, maybe for the chance that you'll come back and get it later or something. I'm not really sure why I do that. But I know I'm not the only one that does that, so. Anyways, I'm looking for work so I can start these plans. I feel very excited. I know it can be done. I know the actual work might be hard to get there, but that's all just part of the challenge. And I've been wanting to start investing, because if you invest in your future, you're, I guess, investing in your dreams. And I dream of being able to afford those vehicles that I talked about. Investing might be a really good thing for me to get there. I know it doesn't take a day. It doesn't take 2 days. It doesn't take a week. But patience, persistence, all these things, they matter. They take time. And I'll get there. I'd like to see my kids happy that I got a really cool car, because that's always what I wanted. I really wanted a cool car. I like Corvettes too. I forgot to mention, I love Corvettes. Not all of them. I don't really like the older ones too much. I think I started really liking them around the 5th generation. The C5 Corvette, C6, C7, and the 8th current generation is kind of growing on me. It's neat. I like it. I would have one. I really do enjoy seeing some of them. So I guess I could say those two. Starting from the 5th generation and up. 4th generation and up, I should say. Yeah. Or 4th generation. No, I don't know about the 4th generation. Some, if it was a custom build, maybe. But stock, how they were made, they're all right, but I prefer the 5th generation, 6th generation, 7th generation, current 8th generation. I'll have one soon. I'd like to have a Corvette, Porsche, Lamborghini. I mean, there's so many cars. I like BMW quite a bit too. Mercedes. I seen that some people were homeless and they made a living off of just videos and doing what they love. I thought that'd be so cool. Those guys own the vehicles that I dream about, and they started from nothing. They had nothing. They were homeless. I was homeless at one point too, since I was 18. Or well, when I was 18, I got kicked out. My dad didn't give a shit about me. He laughed about it too, as I was struggling with nothing, no food, no money, no nothing. I heard him laughing about it to his friends, saying that he kicked me out, and all because the person that I chose to love and start a future with, he didn't agree with it. That was a story that had a lot of negativity to it. I can talk more about it later, maybe in a different video, but basically he did not like anything that I was doing. He did not care about me and my happiness. He cared more about the person that I was choosing to love and spend time with. And she was in Canada, which is where I am now. I left the United States to come out here and be free, which is honestly a really great thing for me, because I was going through so much pain and torture there. Barely being fed because the guy that I was living with, I don't really like talking about saying he's my father, and that's just my personal issues, but he was not wanting to find work. He was not looking to do better for himself. He was relying on the government, and just laughed about it. He was even a disabled veteran, and I don't understand how he could treat me the way he did. But I got out of that mess, and I'm trying to do better for myself. And I like talking about my dreams and my goals. I want to make the most of this life while I'm here. I'm 29 years old, and I know it could be 49. I could be 49 when I actually reach my goals, but I'm starting now. I find myself getting down quite a bit and overthinking. It's not comfortable, but this is kind of hard for me to make this video. I'm glad I'm doing so. I'm proud of myself. I'm gonna start to do security work, or I hope so. I have some interviews scheduled. The work I do now is like a shop hand, a laborer. It gets me by, but I'm looking for something more. It slows down in the spring and summer. Fall and winter is when it picks up, and I kind of just want steady work year round. So that's where I am. I really like talking about my goals. So another thing I wanted to talk about was moving. I wanted to move to this place, Edmonton, or Grand Prairie, or Calgary, or even maybe back to the States, but not where I was originally from. I wanted to live near, I just have this dream just living near a big city, Canada or the States, doesn't really matter, but just with so much opportunities, whether it's working in a restaurant and meeting people and discovering who I am and who they are, and just working and visiting family and just building something. I've built my foundation. Now I want to build up. I want to keep going up. I want to keep getting stronger and healthier and keep doing what I like and growing from there. I want to see myself in 10 years, maybe even come back to this video and say, wow, that was me 10 years ago. I was talking about all these things, and look, I have it now. That's where I'd like to be. I would love to see myself get there. I've been through a lot, and just like anybody else, I know they've probably been through a lot too. We all have our own unique stories. But I have big dreams, big goals. I would love to see myself standing next to the cars that I've always dreamed about owning, the cars that I've always thought about that I couldn't stop researching. That's what I'm on. That's what I want to get to. I am unique. I am special. I am loved. I am amazing. I am worth it. I am determined to reach my goals. I'll get there. I even was promised things as a young boy that just I realized made me just shut up at the time. Just told what I wanted to hear. I was just told what I wanted to hear. Just so my parents didn't have to deal with me, the crying or they didn't want to hear what I was going through. They didn't want to take the time to care. But I want to look out for my younger self too. The things that I was promised that I never got. I want to get to those things too. Like, I was promised a racing quad so many times just to get me to leave stores or just to get me to do something or to do something for them, and they never followed through. And I get it, people struggle financially and things can't always happen the way that they think, or they might, like, people might bite off more than they can chew kind of thing. And that's fine. I didn't get those things, but I am worth those things and I want to have those things. So a racing quad, or even just a quad in general, I love them. They're cool. A lot cheaper than a sports car. I can start there. I want a sports car first, honestly, but it'd be really cool to have a quad until then, or maybe just after, focus on the sports car first and then a quad. That'd be cool. I remember when I was a kid, I used to buy these DuPont Registry magazines from the store, and they were just so cool. They had so many supercars in them. On the covers, they had a featured supercar every month, and it was so neat to go wait and just see them at the store when I went with my parent, I should say, because I started getting into them after my mom had died. But it was so cool to see the monthly featured supercar, and then inside all the sports cars and exotic cars for sale. That's something that I always enjoyed. I think that's what started me wanting to save up and get one. The dream started there. Seeing like such an exotic, cool car, just elegant, fast looking vehicle. And they're out there. Special editions too. They're out there for the people. Not everybody has one. Anybody can do it. I can do it. I will do it. I will buy one. I want to buy one. More than anything, I want to purchase a supercar. I will purchase a supercar. I am determined. I'm a hard worker. I can get there just like anybody else. I'll have that story to tell in another video of when I get it and how hard I worked and where I came from and how I had nothing and now I have something. I have everything. Now I'm lucky to be alive. I'm alive. I'm free. But to have the thing that I've been dreaming about, the thing that I worked so hard for, to reach a goal, that's what I'm looking forward to. I can't wait. I'm excited.